Alan, I wanted to give you a quick analysis here of Aiden. Top video, obviously it's the same day, just the last lesson. Top video is him, lifting his leg and doing his full, um, you know, delivery with the leg lift. And the one down here at the bottom is a drill, but I wanted to use this to show you what we do in that drill so that you can use that to practice and see some things that we're working on here and try to emulate those at home. Okay, so here's top video. Just a couple of things that we'll work on. Long-term goals, of course. This stuff. Some things can be fixed easier than others, just as in anything. But anyhow, he gets the arm, the arm back way behind the body. Gets the arm up too early, so we have to fix that. Look at how high he is, and he hasn't even touched down yet. Okay, he has a little sinking here in the knee. That's a strength issue. We got to keep that knee from. It's not too bad, actually. It's not as bad as I've seen, but we got to keep that knee outside of the front hip. Well, I should say the back hip, and it's just a little bit on the inside. See that angle? We want that knee to be on the other side, behind. We want it to be this way. We want that knee to go out this way. So if I drew that line from his hip to his foot, that knee would be out there. That's a long-term goal, but he's doing fine with the back leg. We just got to work on getting his arm up at the right time, getting the arms to break out of the glove better. See how he's on the side of the ball? You see how his fingers are on the side of the ball out here? Those fingers have to stay on top of the ball so that we only see his fingers. I shouldn't even see the ball, and I can see it. So that's causing him to pull the ball back and straighten out the elbow and get the hand and the shoulder way extended back here, and the hand way off to the bot, behind the back. All right, way too soon. So he's getting this movement. He's getting an angle of his body this way, where the front shoulder is lower than the back shoulder, and we want the angle to go this way. Okay, that's going to help him out tremendously when it comes to trunk lean, because watch what he does when he lands his front foot. First of all, what he does do really well right now, we've been working on that, is flexing that front knee like he's doing now. So if we put an angle on this, he's at about a 137, not too bad. I mean, that's a decent leg flex right there. That's pretty good. I don't even think we should change that. If he starts to get back into that straight leg, that's something that we have to keep an eye on, because that's going to create stability issues, definitely release point and control issues. And it's not good to power. You're not going to power from the ground forces if the leg is too straight. Okay? The muscles actually have to be involved in landing the leg so that power goes through the muscles and through the joints. And if it's too straight, it just doesn't work like that. So as he gets out here, notice as he lands his front foot, he gets the heel down. He does land toe first. We want to try to get him to land on his heel first. It's probably a little bit better to help him get the foot down sooner. It's not too bad. I mean, typically we want to see the heel go down first. It helps in bracing up the leg at the right time. It helps. Not that he has a leg bracing problem at all. He really doesn't. So I don't even think that that's going to be an issue for us. I think the way he lands is fine because he's strong enough on that front side. But here's the only problem, is that because the arm was up so high so soon, he's ready to throw the ball. So take a look at his trunk tilt. When he gets the front foot down, look at how far forward his face is. He's almost, well, I can pull that back a little bit. He was at a 72-degree angle. We want to see him up in the 80s so that the trunk doesn't start turning before his legs are done. So see how this movement here, he just barely gets down and he's already in early trunk rotation. And what happens here is that if you watch his throwing arm, it really does swoop way out in front of his face. See that? That's putting a lot of torque on the elbow there. Not a healthy way to throw the baseball. The best way to fix this problem is to get the glove hand up, get the elbow up higher so that there's a tilt in the body this way, not this way. And that'll get the arm up a little bit later. It won't swing the hand up so high. And with that, it'll delay trunk rotation. It'll actually help in delaying. So we need to work on getting a more active glove hand, and we need to get the hand out of the glove with the right position with the correct position of the hand so that he doesn't pull back and swing that arm up too soon. Okay, so the power pitchers get their arms up late because they need to finish their stride first. They don't want to throw until this whole section is done. Once the lower body is done, then the rotation starts. And it's typical that with young kids, they combine both together, so they lose a lot of power. And in that loss of power from the larger parts of the body, like the bigger muscles, like all this in here, he doesn't get any torque. He doesn't get any torsion. He just kind of leans forward, and the arm has to overcompensate to throw the ball. So his arm isn't really reacting in the way that it should when the power is converted to it. So naturally the arm now has to kind of push its way through to fire the ball. Okay? And we'll also work on back leg power. So if you see down here, his foot and his ankle, he does get a little bit of a kick right here, but we don't see any ground gaining out here. When that foot kicks to land, it doesn't just drop the foot in its place. It actually pushes the body out a little further. And then, boom, they brace up that leg, and they react to the ground forces, which will thrust the body forward and over. Okay, so what do we do down here in this video? I was working with him on taking his hand, and instead of extending it back, I was having him move his body out first, then pull the arm up so that the elbow stays more flexed, so that he's lifting from the shoulder. Let me do that again. So he lifts from the shoulder, and then he flexes the elbow. So the elbow has more of a flex in it. It's bent so that it can receive forces better and shorten the arm path so that the arm can go back quick and then come forward quick. With this long extension, it causes late external rotation. There's the external rotation, which is kind of late, and here's the internal rotation, very late. So when we shorten up that arm action and we combine that with a better lower body, he'll be in a much healthier position to throw. So in this drill, basically all I had him do was stand here. I wanted his glove arm up and active. He can still get that elbow up even higher so that it's somewhere near his shoulder. And I wanted him to pull from the shoulder and the elbow up to shoulder height, right about there. The only thing that he does wrong in this drill is that he wants to open his front foot because he has difficulty getting that front foot to open. Even in the top video up here, he doesn't get that foot totally open, which really helps loosen up the hips and get them going. It starts rotation, and then the back leg is going to power that rotation once that front foot turns to land, but it's just got to turn and face the home plate better. And this, when I tell him to do that, what he wants to do is he wants to open immediately. And that's not good because now everything's opening up too soon. And he can't drive with the back leg if this leg is already open. It's a sideways movement, so the body's got to move sideways. When he does this drill, he's got to keep that foot pointing this way all the way out until he's ready to turn and land. And as he's moving out, now we can pull the arm up with the shoulder coming to the elbow. So we typically work downstream. We don't go upstream where we start from here and we just swing the hand up. That gets the arm up too soon. So he's got to keep that foot closed, drive out hard, and pull up with the shoulder and the elbow and get that glove hand up and then finish his throw. We also did the T drill where he's got to break his hands, grab the ball down low, and then just flex the arm and pull up with the elbow and the shoulder instead of turning the hand back and swinging it up. Okay, well, I hope that helps out. I hope you're able to do some of those drills, and I think you'll see a big improvement in him But he's doing a great job. I mean, look at the knee flex right there is much better than the first time I saw him, and even his front foot is opening a lot better. But he's got to just work on opening late. He's got to stay closed, open it completely, but it's got to be a quick open. And he's opening it up here just to make sure he gets it open as soon as he starts his drive. But he doesn't do that when he's pitching. So watch here up here at the top. He just lifts the leg. Watch how nice and closed off that foot stays. And then right there he turns to land. And that's what he wants to do in this drill too. He's just starting in a different, he's not lifting the leg, so it's a little different. He just wants to turn and go. He's got to stay closed and go. All right, so move the body first, then pull the arm up and keep it nice and flexed. Elbow leads. Okay, I'll see you next week.